Hare Krishna. So we are not reading any verse. We are describing about the divine qualities of Laxman. Okay. So we are taking some of the references from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Valmiki Ramayana, and then understanding what we can learn from Lakshmana. So we'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I'd like to take blessings of all senior devotees and all of you so that we can discuss about this topics about Ramayana, which are very important for the whole society. It is said that when Ramayana was written by Valmiki Muni, Valmiki Muni was given this benediction that when you write this very important and very divine epic Ramayana, Brahmaji said that it will remain till the sun and moon will stay in this world. So we can see that this Ramayana is sung, discussed and made into dramas and so many poems, and it's sung all over the world practically from starting of this universe. So we see that Ramayana is repeated over and over and over again like that. In Srimad Bhagavatam, when Parikshit Maharaj is discussing with Shukadeva Goswami, Shukadeva Goswami tells also Parikshit Maharaj that you must have heard Ramayana many times, so I'll not elaborately talk about Ramayana. And then he, very short, one chapter, he tells about the whole Ramayana in short, and then goes for the Krishna Lila, the 10th canto. So, now on the upcoming Ram Navami, we are discussing divine character of Lord Laxmana. So, Laxmana, we can see that practically the whole of Ramayana, there are so many devotees willing to sacrifice their life for Supreme Lord's, Lord Ram's purpose. So they were almost like the way Prabhupada says, Duhi lage hoda hodi. So that means that there is a competition between the Lord and his devotees for serving each other. And there is a competition of serving even amongst devotees also. That they are ready to sacrifice themselves as much as possible. So whether it is Mother Sita, whether it is Lord Lakshmana, whether it is Bharat Maharaj, whether it is all other, Hanuman and many others, Jatayu. So we see that there is a competition between serving Lord Ram. So we are discussing today about the character of Lord Lakshmana. So Lakshmana, we can see that he was always with Lord Ram from the birth. It was not, they were inseparable. Although they are from different mothers, but then they stayed together as if they are like two bodies, one soul, like that. So they were always inseparable. And Valmiki ji also describes this. He says, Balyat prabhruti susnigdho Lakshmano Lakshmi Vardhanaha Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahiprana Ivaparaha. So he describes that Lakshmana is like a Bahiprana of Lord Ram. So Lord Ram has one more prana outside, and that is called as Lakshmana, who was so dear to Lord Ram. And some instances come in Ramayana where when Lord Ram is talking to Mother Sita, he says that Lakshmana is more dear to me than you also. Like that, some places he says to Mother Sita. So no doubt how much Lord loved Lakshmana, and we see that the love on the spiritual plane is dependent on service attitude which the devotee has. So we see that Krishna loves Srimati Radharani not just because she is very beautiful. So she is the supremely beautiful who can attract and capture the mind of Krishna. But then the real beauty in the eyes of maker of the beauty is that somebody, when he is selflessly dedicated to service, that makes that person very beautiful in the eyes of Lord. So that also we can see that uh, Krishna was attracted even to Kubja, and she was made beautiful by her service. Ram is attracted by even bird like Jatayu. So we see that the Lord is very much attracted to the beauty of the devotee's service orientation towards the Lord. So we see here that he says that from the Balya, from the beginning of their life, they both were inseparable. So Valmiki ji, he says that Lakshmano Lakshmi Vardhanaha, that Lakshmana is there to increase service to Lord Ram. And then he says Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanna, that he is Lakshmi Sampanna. What is the meaning of Lakshmi? Lakshmi means fortune. So fortune means what? Fortune means whichever makes, if by having that something, that person is, we call them as fortunate. That can include everything practically. Good health, good family, good friends, good wealth in terms of money, or anything good which we look for, that can come under this fortune. So Lakshmana is called as Lakshmi Sampanno, the highest welfare, not a welfare, highest thing which one can have as a fortune, and that is service to Lord Ram. So Lakshmana was a reservoir and huge godown of service to Lord Ram, unlimited. So we see that is the wealth of Lakshmana, that he carries great capacity, eagerness to serve Lord Ram. So that's why he is called as a Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno. Of course, we see that if you see his character, his behavior, his one thing very clearly, we see that Lakshmana is very aggressive at times. Ram is quite mild, always seeing that everybody is happy. Lakshmana is exactly opposite. Lakshmana is at times becomes very aggressive, very angry, but that is very beautifully mentioned in Ramayana, that how all these attributes are just coming from the service to Lord Ram only. So we see that his very strong nature to deal with sometimes people, they sprout from his love for Lord Ram. And that can be seen when Ram is going for Vanavas, and when Ram is about to go for forest, he knows that he had to go anyway. There was no question only. So although the forest, the Vanavas was given to Lord Ram, not to Lakshmana, but there was not much discussion also. Lakshmana became ready as Ram was becoming ready. There was no question that should I come, not come. So by seeing Lakshmana's thing, then Ram said, okay, no problem. And then we see there was some discussion about Sita, whether she should come or not, and things like that. So when Ram is given this order of going to Vanavas, Lakshmana shows his very strong behavior against everybody practically. So he says, Bharatasya atho paksho vayo asya hitamichhati sarvaneva hanishyami mrudurhi paribhuyate. So he says that anybody who is in party of Bharata, Jai SriSriRadhaRasbihari ki, Shri Shri Sitaram Laxman Hanuman ki, Shri Shri Gaunitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So he says, whoever is in the party of Bharat Maharaj, or even somebody is very soft towards Bharat Maharaj, he says, I'll kill everybody, including this old man. Who is that? Dashrath Maharaj. He says, I'll kill him also. So whoever is siding even closely to Bharat Maharaj, any connection, he says, Sarvaneva Hanishyami. I'll not be mrudu like you. I will kill everybody. So we see that, and then he tells also that shloka comes there where superiors can be rejected if they are not properly oriented, if they are not properly conducting themselves. And then that shloka comes, Gurorapi aviliptasya karya akarya ajanataha utpatham pratipannoyam ya karya bhavati shasana. Says that he may be our superior, he may be our father, but now he has disqualified himself, being a father, by telling you such order which is so irreligious. So he said, I reject everybody. And he says, I am ready to have a fight and kill everybody. So then Lord Ram comes and tries to preach to Lakshmana. He says, see, doesn't work like this. He says, we should follow dharma. Now my dharma is to go to forest. So Lakshmana says, you are bound to follow dharma. That's okay. I am not bound like you to follow dharma. He says that if that dharma stands in between you and me, I have no regards for that dharma. So he says that sahi dharmo mama dveshaha. He says that I hate such religion. So he says that I discard such religious practices which come in between your service. So when Lakshmana is discarding the religion only, then Ram had to take another step to tell him. So he says that, my dear Lakshmana, be quiet, because sometimes destiny is very powerful, and because of the destiny we have to change the course of our life and then accept it. So Lakshmana says, this destiny and other things I don't understand. He says, this destiny is only for weak people who throw themselves in the hands of destiny and do nothing. He says, I am not like that. He says, we create destiny. Destiny, what is this destiny talking about? And then he says, he goes on telling this, na shobhartham imam bahu na dhanur bhushanaya me. So he says that, my dear Raghava, you see this powerful arms, you think they are there only for showing to others? Nowadays generally people, they do like that. They go to gym and then they wear very tight t-shirt to show that how their biceps and things are there. And then Lakshmana was very powerful. He says that these hands, well built, they are not for just show. And he says, the bow and arrows which I carry, they are not toys. He says they are real and I can use them, and they are very dangerous. So he says, that I am ready to use this arms and ammunitions now, so that we'll create the destiny here only in Ayodhya. So Ram says, no, no. So one thing we can see that Lakshmana is like bubbling, like volcano. Anytime it can erupt. But one good thing about Lakshmana is he can be angry, he can be, he will look like very impatient, he will look like very uncontrollable even by Lord Ram, but he will never cross line of order given by Lord Ram. That he will never do. He will tell, if you just tell me one, I'll kill everybody. But if Ram is not telling, he will not kill, or he will not take that step. So that is a very great quality, because many times we have seen that people, they have their nature and then they do wrong things and then they blame their nature. That what can I do? I am like this only. And then, so Lakshmana was not blaming his own nature. He was telling that whatever my nature is, I will not do anything without your consent. So that was very amazing to see in Lakshmana's character. That shows his obedience to Lord Ram. That he was not haphazardly trying to serve Lord Ram. He was not by his own mental way trying to serve Lord Ram, but he was very careful to obey. I remember one devotee was telling that here in Alibag there was some function, devotees were meeting like that. So I think His Holiness Loknath Maharaj was going on the beach, and then one of his devotees there was telling that, Maharaj, this ocean looks so beautiful, so nice. So Maharaj said, yes, it is beautiful because it is not crossing the boundaries. When it starts crossing the boundaries, then no more it is beautiful. Then it is very gruesome, then it is dangerous. So beauty lies in not crossing the boundary. Because it doesn't cross the boundary, we peacefully go and see its beauty. So similarly, we see this Lakshmana is always bound by the line of obedience of Lord Ram. So this one quality becomes the highlight of how much devotees are thoroughly obedient to the words of their superiors. And I'll just read this because now 50th anniversary is going on of our Vrindavan temple, and many great souls are sitting there and discussing about the pastimes of Prabhupada there. And so here I have one note. We can see that when Prabhupada was there in America trying to preach, specifically in the beginning, many hippies, many boys and girls of America came and helped Prabhupada in the beginning, when things were not, there was nothing practically. And then they came and they served Prabhupada. They became very loyal followers of Prabhupada. So here is one such wonderful example of obedience to Srila Prabhupada. So this is His Grace Brahmanand Prabhu who writes this. In one of the interview he was talking about, he says, this is preaching in Pakistan. In 1971, Prabhupada was having big public program in India. And one evening an Arya Samaji challenged Prabhupada. He said, "Oh Swamiji, you have come to India with your Western chelas, but we know all these things." He said that we Indians don't need to hear from you. We already know. Hare Krishna Mahamantra also we know. Bhagavad-gita also we know. Only thing we don't do anything, but we know everything. So we don't need you. He didn't say like that, but so better you go to other places and do your work there. All right, you have been to the West, but what about the Muslim countries? What about Pakistan? You should go to Pakistan and preach there. Make them devotees. This was in a public pandal with thousands of people. Prabhupada said, "You are challenging us to go?" The man said, "Yes, I challenge you. You must go to Pakistan." Prabhupada said, "All right, we will go." And then Prabhupada wrote a letter to me, that is Brahmanand Prabhu is telling. "Immediately go to West Pakistan," he said. And he also wrote to Gargamuni, "Immediately go to East Pakistan." We got these letters and we left the next day. He says that when he got that letter, next day they were out on the Pakistan. After 3-4 days, Prabhupada understood that this whole discussion was happening because there was some clashes on the border of India-Pakistan, and then there was war-like situation, about to start war, like that. There was already kind of tension between both countries. So after understanding that, Prabhupada immediately wrote second letter. So Prabhupada wrote, "I don't advise you to go at this time." And then he sent immediately to both these brothers. But then Brahman Prabhu says that before that letter came, we were already out. So we never got that letter because they had already left. So he writes that we had already left. We walked right into the war situation. It was difficult, but we were preaching and trying to do something. I was in Karachi. North of Karachi is the Singh Desert, the hottest place in the world, averaging 125 degrees. It was May, the hottest month, and I was sick with dysentery. I had no books. People were spitting on me on the street, threatening to put a knife in my back. When we had a kirtan, people would rub off our tilak and spit. What a situation. So he was telling that they both were preaching, doing Harinam Sankirtan on the streets there right when this thing was going on. And people were coming, insulting, threatening to kill, and very hostile. And then he says that then a report appeared in the Pakistani and Indian newspaper saying 4 Hare Krishna missionaries shot. In Bombay, Karandhar showed Prabhupada the newspaper report. It didn't give any names. Gargamuni was with Pushta Krishna in the east, and I was with Jagannivas in the west. There were 4 of us. Prabhupada was very disturbed. He thought we had been shot. I sent a telegram to Prabhupada saying, "Can I get out of here?" Prabhupada sent a telegram back. "Come immediately, Bhaktivedanta Swami." 4 words. Those were the best 4 words. To get out of the country was a big thing. Somehow we were able to get out. I came to Bombay and went to Akash Ganga building where Prabhupada was staying. When I walked into his room, Prabhupada immediately got up, came over, put his arms around me and hugged me to his chest. Prabhupada rarely did that. Generally Prabhupada never hugged anybody, unless it is very few devotees got that hug from Prabhupada. Brahman Prabhu was one. And he says that he was putting his hands all over me, just like a mother would touch her child if she thinks that he has been hurt. The mother wants to see that the child is still intact. The way that mother will see that there is no injury or there is no. So Prabhupada was like an affectionate mother was caressing Brahmanandru. So we see that devotees have that complete obedience to the degree laying down one's life for the mission. So we see here also that Lord Laxmana is showing this complete obedience to Lord Ram. And another quality which we learn, that is his pinpointed focus on service to Lord Ram. There is nothing else come even close. So he says that that is ananya bhakti, that there is nothing other than that, serving Lord Ram. So for Lakshmana there is nothing other than Lord Ram in the world. Ram may follow dharma, but that dharma also is like secondary to Lakshmana. So, and then he says also, Bhrata Bharta cha Bandhuscha Pita cha Mama Raghava. So, he says that Lord Ram is everything for me. He is my friend, he is my brother, he is my father, he is everything for me. So Lakshmana lives for nothing but Lord Ram. There is. And then the crest jewel verse of Ramayana appears when this tussle is going on, that Ram was about to go for Vanvas, and then so much of emotional crisis happening all over Ayodhya. Everybody was stooped into grief, understanding that Lord Ram will not be visible also for next 14 years. So they were very, very depressed with this thought that Ram will be out. So then when Lakshmana, who goes to take permission from Sumitra, his mother is more than happy seeing that my child is going to serve Lord Ram. And then now she is happy that Lakshmana is going. That is her great joy, that my child is in service of Lord Ram. But then as a mother, she makes sure that even if there are little traces of hesitancy, despondency, or not feeling good that I am going for, although I am a prince, so that also she clarifies. And then she says this wonderful verse. Is it possible to repeat that verse? You can repeat? Okay. Ramam Dasharatham Vidhi Mam Vidhi Janakatmajam Ayodhyam Atavim Vidhi Gacchata Tayata Sukham. So he says, my dear child, go happily with Lord Ram. Henceforth, who is your father? Lord Ram is your father. And I am your mother. But henceforth, who is your mother? Mother Sita. And you may feel separation from Ayodhya. Don't worry. Henceforth, what is Ayodhya? Jungle only is your Ayodhya. So he says, you have everything. You have mother, father, Ayodhya. So it is almost like staying here only. Because Lord Ram is there, Mother Sita is there, and Where Ram is there, that jungle is there. So go happily. Don't worry that what will happen here in all of your absence. We are okay here. So that's how we see that she was giving great boost to his service to Lord Ram. And that's how every devotee thinks, that his service area itself is Vrindavan. And wherever he goes and wherever his service is there to his Guru and mission, that place becomes Vrindavan. And we can see also when Prabhupada was there in Vrindavan, and then some devotees were going here there for sightseeing, then Prabhupada made that very clear. He says that within the boundary of Krishna Balaram, all holy places are there. Don't have to go here there. So we see that wherever Lord has given service through spiritual master, that becomes the holy place, containing all other holy places. So service to Prabhupada is the most holy place wherever we are in this whole world. Whether we are in America, whether we are in Africa, whether we are in jungles of Amazon, or whether we are in any place of this world, that place becomes very special. It becomes Tirtha because there is a service to Prabhupada. And we can see also where there is a service to Prabhupada, Prabhupada's association also comes very quickly. Sutakirti Prabhu in his diary, he says this. He says that this was in New Vrindavan. Huge festival was going on. When Prabhupada used to come every time to New Vrindavan, the whole America, North America, all the devotees used to come, and then Prabhupada was giving this lectures on Srimad Bhagavatam, and then that was like a highlight. Everybody was very eager to go and hear lectures. But Shrutakirti Prabhu was telling that because he was in the kitchen, he has to make sure that prasad is ready before the lecture stops. So he was in tension, and then whole day practically he was in kitchen only. It was hardly any time to go out and even attend Prabhupada's darshan or like that. So he was feeling very sad that people are coming all over, and then they are hearing from Prabhupada, and I am sitting here, just Prabhupada is here, but I am not able to see him, I am not able to hear him, I am just serving. So he was feeling like that. And then just at the end of the whole program, his superior come to him and he says that, would you like to become personal servant of Prabhupada? Because that personal servant was going some other place. So he was very shocked. So the only qualification was that he was able to cook. So he said, because you are able to cook, you can cook for Prabhupada, some adjustment will do. He said, but I don't know how to massage. He said, that will take care. Generally Prabhupada himself will teach his personal servant how to massage. So he said that things will be taken care. And then next day only Prabhupada, the Shrutakirti Prabhu was into Prabhupada's service. Like that. So we can see that service to Prabhupada and association of Prabhupada, they both are same only. So they are, sometimes they are interchanged like this. But then association of Prabhupada we also can have now also by serving him wherever we are. Then we see the loyalty, how much Laxmana is having. towards Lord Ram. When he is meeting Mother Kausalya, he is telling that, my dear Kausalya, Mata, please don't carry any worry in your heart. Because till the point I am there with Lord Ram, I'll make sure that Lord Ram is never harmed. And then he says this verse, Diptam agnim aranyam va yadi Rama pravekshati pravishtham tatra ma devi tvam puramavadharayat. So he says that even in emergency, sometimes it may happen that Lord Ram has to enter a burning fire of the forest fire. He said, I make you sure that before Ram, I will be the first to die in case there is any issue. So, this is loyalty towards the Lord, that he feels that I will be first to take the challenge on my chest, and then Lord Ram will have that. So once when Prabhupada was there in, I think, Hyderabad or somewhere, and then Prabhupada was walking on the road in the morning, and all the devotees were there, and Prabhupada was talking, and some nut person coming from opposite direction, he was in the car, and then thinking that some sadhus are walking on the road, he wanted to make them fearful. So he just raced his car just about to hit Prabhupada, like that. He just came so close like that. And then all the devotees, they were like, flabbergasted that what is this happening. So when his idea was that he will come close and then have a fun, that he just made people in anxiety. So when the car came like that, one of Prabhupada's disciples, he just jumped and then went in front of Prabhupada, spreading his hand like that. And then later on, Prabhupada was very happy with that devotee, who was ready to protect Prabhupada in such situation. So that's what the loyalty means, that one is ready to lay down one's life if it is needed for service to Guru and the mission. And then there are some other aspects of Laxmana's life. He says, Ramayana describes this. He says, Vruddhopasevi Lakshmivan Shakto na bahubhashita. So one thing he says, that Vruddhopasevi means Laxmana was always very eager to serve superiors, whether they are superiors by age, superior by knowledge, superior the saints and sages. So he was always very eager to serve them. And then he says, Vruddhopasevi Lakshmivan. So he was very responsible to serve Lord Ram. That was his Lakshmi, that was his wealth. And then he says, Shakto na bahubhashita. Shakta means he was very capable. He was capable to do everything practically. And we were hearing from His Holiness Bhaktipadma Maharaj that when Ram was about to go, Lakshmana just caught the lotus feet of Lord Ram, and then he started telling that you can't go alone. I am the best servant, you can take me, and I know everything practically. And then he started telling that I'll cook for you, I'll serve you, I'll make house for you, I'll create a road for you, I'll be a guard for you, I'll do this, I'll do this. Everything he was telling like that. That he said. So Ram was just watching and hearing whatever he is telling. So he was going on telling, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. So of course he was very expert. But then when all three of them, they came to Nasik, then Lord, remembering that he had told once that I'll do this, I'll do that, which Ram didn't like it very much, because Lord doesn't like somebody telling that I will do it because I am capable. So Lord Ram told him that you do now, built a Parnakuti. So Laxman was so sensitive. When he heard that instruction, do it, he again fall flat to the lotus feet of Lord Ram. He said that I am very sorry. Please don't say do it. Do it means I have nothing to give and take, you do it. So he says, please tell, let it happen. That it is your order, for your pleasure it is happening. Not, I am capable and that's why I am doing it. So a servant is like this, that he doesn't think that I will do it for Lord Ram. But then it is happening by Lord Ram's desire, by his giving mercy on me, he is giving Shakti to me to do these things. So Lakshmana was very sensitive. And then he says, Bahu na Bahu Bhashita. He was always very meager when it came to speak. In front of Lord Ram, he will never open his mouth and boast and tell so many things. So these are some of the very wonderful qualities of Lakshmana. And then we see that he was ready to go through all difficulties in serving Lord Ram. Because when we are serving anybody, whether our superior, whether Lord Ram, it is not a walk on the petals, soft petals of flowers. It's rather, when we are serving, it's a path decorated with thorns, like that, so that they will be there to pierce. So when Lord Ram and Sita are there, and then the best of servant is there with them, Lakshmana. But then we see that in this world, misunderstanding, misjudging, that happens everywhere. So here also we see that Lord Lakshmana has to go through that test of being misunderstood, even after doing such wonderful loyal service. And Lakshmana is ready to digest that and go ahead with service. He was not thinking that only when I'll get proper reciprocation, then I'll serve. Such conditional service he was not there for. He was there to serve at any cost, personal cost, any other inconvenience cost, whatever. So we see that when he was there in Nasik, Lord Ram told him that take care of Sita, never leave Sita. And then Lord Ram went hunting the deer, and then that deer was not deer, that deer was Marich, and then that Marich started shouting, calling out Sita and Ram and things like that. Sita. So then, seeing that Ram's voice is coming like that, Sita was very disturbed. Out of love for Lord Ram and concern for Lord Ram, she was pushing Lakshman that you go. And Lakshman was not going only. He said, no, Lord Ram is never going to be in danger. You don't know who is he. I know who is he. So, when it was too much, she was unable to push Lakshman to go for help. Then she came down cracking on his character only. He said, I know why you are not going. Because you want to see that Lord Ram is dead there and then you will marry with me. That was the last thing Lakshmana could have heard. That was so unbearable. With tears in his eyes, he made some things and then he departed. And then when he went there, Ram, understanding that this is a plot of Rakshasas, after killing Marich, he started running. Now also that place is there next to Nasik. That is almost 50 kilometers away from Nasik. So Ram had gone in the forest almost 50 kilometers chasing that deer. And then Ram started running. And then Laxman also was running. And then they met at one place. So you can imagine how much their GPS was powerful. Because it's like 50 kilometers in which direction, how many times they must have gone like that. But then previously they used to judge by the path. So then they met. And then Ram was very upset. He said, what is this? I told you, this one service also you couldn't do. What type of servant you are? So Ram questioned his ability to do service only. There was a question mark on his responsible behavior. So at one side, husband is questioning his responsibility and wife is questioning his character only. But we see that Lakshmana never took it to heart. Never ever after that Lakshmana repeated it. Both of you did a big mistake. At least you should know. Because of this mistake, Sita was abducted. So he never told Sita, you understood? Never do this again. This mistake. So he never did that. Never told anybody, never spoke about it, kept in his heart and kept serving. Which is not so easy. Because we see that we are moved, we are like so flickering that our service, our disposition is moved by the winds of our mind, intelligence, false ego, like that. But here we see that he was so staunch, like he was unmoving in any situation from service to Lord Ram. So we pray to Lord Laxman for unwavering service to Lord Ram, his complete obedience to Lord Ram, his complete pinpointed focus in serving Lord Ram. So when we see these great qualities exhibited by Lord Lakshmana, then we can understand what is the service means. At our stage, we can have that qualities to some degree when we are serving mission given to us by Srila Prabhupada, who himself was ocean of such good qualities. So on this upcoming Ram Navami, let us meditate on these wonderful pastimes to make ourselves improve in our service. Hare Krishna. Any comments, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. When Lord Rama actually instructed Laxman to stay back and protect Sita, when he was going to chase the deer, so Laxman came searching for Ram because Mariji was shouting, "Hey Lakshmana, hey Sita," like that. Then Lord Ramchandra, he came, said, "What are you doing here? Did you leave Sita and come?" Then he explained that such a thing happened. She spoke like this. Then Sri Ramchandra chastised him very heavily, very badly. There Sitaji chastised him, she spoke very wrong words that, you wanted to enjoy with me and all that. He was very hurt, but then Lord Ramchandra here, he came, then Lord Ramchandra also chastised. Like you have said, he didn't, just for that incident, he did not forget all that love they have bestowed upon him. So this we should learn, that something, we have a very long relationship, and then because of some certain circumstance, something happens, and then we say something, and then we cannot, break that relationship, forgetting all the good things. This is what we learn from this incident. Then Lord Ramchandra, when he came back, and then they saw that Sitaji is missing, then they were searched around and all. Then Lord Ramchandra became very angry. Then he wanted to destroy all the three worlds. Lord Ramchandra, I will kill everybody like that. My Sita, I cannot live without my Sita. So that time, just now he got chastised and all, but that time Laxman became his guru. Then he said, why do you want to kill everybody for the mistake of one person? My dear Ram, you are known for your peacefulness, your Prashantatma. Everybody is praising you. Nobody expects this from you. So much anger, so much shoka, so much lamentation, because Ramchandra was lamenting so much. Sita, very Sita and all. Then he says, Shoko nashayati dhairyam. Shoko nashayati dhrutam. Shoko nashayati sarvam. Shoko hi sarva shatru. So he says, lamentation destroys patience. Lamentation destroys determination, dhrutam. Lamentation destroys everything. So the greatest enemy for mankind is lamentation, shoka. Then Lakshmana instructs Ramchandra that for one who is utsaha, enthusiastic person, he can conquer the whole world. Then let us search for Sita, where she will go. Then Lord Ramchandra, he was so angry, and then when Ramchandra heard the instructions of Laxman, correct, then he cooled up. So that's how, like that. In the last, when Lakshmana was fighting with Indrajit, he used every weapon they had. Then Indrajit had an answer to Brahmastra, Nagastra, every weapon. So Vibhishan was saying, kill him, if such a time will come, then you cannot kill him. Like that. Laxman is becoming very tired. What should be done? Then there was a apavad on Lord Ramchandra, that when they are going to the forest, Darshan Maharaj shouted, Sumantra, stop the chariot. Sumantra, stop the chariot. Lord Ramchandra instructed, don't stop. You see. Then Sumantra said, when I go back, he will ask me, why you didn't stop. You just tell him that you didn't hear because of the sound, noise of the Ratha Chakras. So Satyavadi, Satyasandha, so there is an apavad that Ramchandra told a lie. Then another time, this Khara, the demon, he was coming towards Ramchandra very fast. And then the Ramchandra Akarnantam means in order to kill enemy, he had to stretch the string up to the ear. Then only it will go. So for two reasons, Lord Ramchandra, he went backwards 4 or 5 steps. Because there is no space, because that is why. That is one reason. Another reason is, he didn't want to touch that Rakshasa. Because he is an ass demon. We should not touch, asses and dogs like that. So there is an apavad that Ramchandra in the battlefield, he took backward steps. Like that. Then Lakshmana says that he took an arrow. He chanted a mantra which is made by him. There are no mantras like all the Shastra mantras done. Aindrastra, this astra, that astra. He took an arrow. Then he said, Dharmatma Satya Sandascha Ramo Dasharadi Yadi Paurushescha Pratidvandva Sharinam Jahi Ravanam. Ravani. He said, if at all Lord Ramchandra is Dharmatma, he never told a lie. If at all Lord Ramchandra is, Paurusham is intact, Satya Parakrami, let this arrow go and pierce the heart of Ravani, Indrajit. So that he went and pierced. Just like in Mahabharata, I forgot that verse, there is a verse, because everybody is blaming Krishna and all. When Parikshit was born dead, Krishna chanted one shloka. It is called Charma Shloka of Mahabharata. If at all I am a brahmachari, if at all I have not told any lie, if at all I am a dharmatma, let this child come back to life. Because Akashvani announced that if somebody who has not told a lie, somebody is a pakka brahmachari, somebody who is a dharmatma, if he touches, the baby will come back to life. All Vyasadeva and Vasishtha, they are all hesitating to touch the baby. Then Krishna said. So this proves that Krishna is a Nitya Brahmachari, he is a Dharmatma, he never told a lie, Satya Parakrami and all that. In the same way, the mantra that Lakshmana has chanted, it is like Charma Shloka of Ramayana, that this proves that Lord Ramchandra is Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is a Dharmatma and then Veera, Satya Parakrama and all. Then it went and killed like that. That is Lakshmana, that's why, anyway, so much to tell. Thank you. Prabhupada, there is one massage pastime. Mataji's are not there. So, there is one devotee, he was appointed to do massage for Prabhupada. Then he was pressing Prabhupada, massaging. Prabhupada said, you are very soft, you are like Mataji's, your hands like Mataji, hard massage, hard. So he was doing hard massage, hard massage. So, no, what is this? It is just like touching a lotus flower. Then Prabhupada told, now I understand why your wife has left you. You didn't understand? Huh? I understand now. Now I understand why your wife has left you. You are like so soft, like that. Prabhupada is. So this massage pastime, lot of massage pastimes are there. Prabhupada would actually dictate letters, Prabhupada would take massage, and then Tamal Krishna Maharaja, somebody, they would read out the letters, written by many various devotees. That was the time. Prabhupada never would waste time. And then Prabhupada would dictate answers, right, like that. Then after the taking bath, he would sign. Like that.
हरे कृष्ण। जो प्रभु का जो कार्य है अपनी इच्छा से हुआ, पहले सीता जी को उन्होंने बोला सोने का मृग न देखा है न सुना है, राक्षसी माया है, फिर भी सीता हट्टा पकड़ा कि उसको लाना ही है उसका छाल। तो पहले बात ये हुआ। और लक्ष्मण को रक्षा करने के लिए रखा था पर्णकुटी में, तो उन्होंने भला बुरा कुछ सुना दिया, तो लक्ष्मण निराशवश उनको छोड़ के गए। और वास्तव में उन्होंने जाने के पहले एक रेशा मार दी, बोले इस रेशा के अंदर रहोगे तो सुरक्षित रहोगे, बाहर जाना नहीं है। और फिर प्रभु राम तो अंतरात्मा है सबके, तो सब कुछ जानते ही है। तो जो कुछ इससे सीता का दोष नहीं है, लक्ष्मण का दोष नहीं है, प्रभु अपना लीला करते हैं और इससे उनके लीला श्रवण करने से हम लोग का जीवन सफल होगा। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की। हरे कृष्ण।